Jai Sai Ram. Sri Sai Satcharitra, Chapter 11, Part 1. Sai as Saguna Brahma. Dr. Pandit worship. Haji Siddhi Falke, control over the elements. Let us now in this chapter describe the manifested Brahman Sai, how he was worshipped and how he controlled the elements. Sai as Saguna Brahman. There are two aspects of God or Brahman, the unmanifested Nirgun or the manifested Sagun. The Nirgun is formless while the Sagun is with form. Though both denote the same Brahman, some prefer to worship the former, some the later. As stated in the Gita, chapter 12, the worship of the later is easy and preferable, as man has got a form, body, senses, etc. It is natural and easy for him to worship the God with form. Our love and devotion do not develop unless we worship Sagun Brahman for a certain period of time, and as we advance, it leads us to the worship or meditation of Nirguna Brahman. So let us start with Sagun worship. Image, altar, fire, light, sun, water, Brahman are the 7 objects of worship. But Sadguru is better than all these. Let us on this occasion bring to our mind the form of Sai, who was non-attachment incarnate and who was a resting place for his wholehearted devotees. Our faith in his words is the seat of asana, and our sankalpa is the abandonment of all our desires. Some say that Sai was a Bhagavat Bhakta, devotee of Lord. Others say he was Mahabhagavat, but to us he is God incarnate. He was extremely forgiving, never irritable, straight, soft, tolerant, and content beyond comparison. Though he looked embodied as having the form, he was really disembodied, emotionless, unattached, and internally free. The Ganges on its way to the sea cools and refreshes the creatures affected with heat, gives life to the crops and trees, quenches the thirst of many. Similarly, saints like Sai, while they live their life, give solace and comfort to all. Lord Krishna has said that the saint is my soul, my living image. I am he, or he is my pure form. This indescribable Shakti or power of God, known as pure existence, knowledge, and bliss, incarnated in the form of Sai in Shirdi. The Shruti, Taittiriya Upanishad, describes Brahman as bliss. This we read or hear daily in the books. But the devout people experienced this Brahman or bliss in Shirdi. Baba, the support of all, required no prop or support from anybody. He always used a piece of sackcloth for his seat, which was covered with a small beautiful bed by his bhaktas, and has a bolster placed near by them as a rest to his back. Baba respected the feelings of his devotees and allowed them to worship him as they liked. Some waved chamra or fans before him, some played on musical instruments, some washed his hands and feet, some others applied scent or chandan, some gave betel nut with leaves and other things, and some others offered naivedya. Though he looked like living in Shirdi, he was present everywhere. This all-pervasiveness of his was daily experienced by his devotees. Our humble prostration to this all-pervasive Sadguru. Dr. Pandit's worship. 1. Dr. Pandit, a friend of Tatya Saheb Nolkar, once came to Shirdi for Baba's darshan. After saluting Baba, he stayed in the masjid for some time. Baba asked him to go to Dada Bhat Kelkar. He went to Dada Bhat, by whom he was well received. Then Dada Bhat left his house for puja. Dr. Pandit accompanied him. Dada Bhat worshipped Baba. Nobody until then dared to apply sandal paste to Baba's forehead. Only Mahalsabadi used to apply it to his throat. But this simple-hearted devote, Dr. Pandit, took Dada Bhat's dish containing puja material and taking sandal paste out of it, drew a tripundra, 3 horizontal lines on Baba's forehead. To the surprise of all, Baba kept silent without uttering a single word. Then Dada Bhat that evening asked Baba, "How is it that, though you object to the sandal paste being applied by others to your forehead, You allowed Dr. Pandit to do so now. Baba replied that Dr. Pandit believed him to be the same as his Guru Raghunath Maharaj of Topeshwar, known as Kaka Puranik, and he applied the paste to his forehead as he was doing to his Guru. Hence he could not object. On enquiry, Dr. Pandit told Dada Bhatt that he took Baba as his Guru Kaka Puranik, and hence he marked the Tripundar on Baba's forehead as he did on his Guru's head. Though Baba allowed the devotees to worship him as they pleased, still sometimes he acted in a strange way. Sometimes he threw away the puja dish and was wrath incarnate. Then who could approach him? Sometimes he scolded the devotees. At times he looked softer than wax, a statue of peace and forgiveness. Though he seemed to shake with anger and his red eyes rolled round and round, still he was internally a stream of affection and motherly love. Immediately he called out his devotees and said that he never was angry with his devotees, that if mothers kicked their children and if the sea turned back the rivers, he would neglect the devotees' welfare, that he, the slave of his devotees, always stood by them and responded to them whenever they called upon him, and that he always longed for their love. Jai Sai Ram.